going on? What is poppin' YouTube world? My name is Ghiman McKinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and my channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you do not miss a single one of those videos that I post. It is only right, you guys. The Carolina Panthers have officially hired Matt Rhule as their next new head coach. To me, it was a solid hire. You know, personally for me, I was shocked that a guy like Matt Rhule was in the coaching tree so much this offseason, just because, look, he has experience. He had experience at Temple and Baylor. I did think that there were other candidates that probably should have got a little bit more attention, maybe the Lincoln Rileys, you know, maybe the Urban Meyers of the world. But again, you know, it's whatever. Matt Rhule, he's rising up the charts, and rightfully so. You know, Matt Rhule, listen, the reputation he's getting, he's a program changer. So far, you know, he's been an assistant in the NFL 1 year, so he's been an offensive line assistant for the Giants, I believe, for 1 season. You know, he has that under his belt. But again, you know, at Temple, you know, they were terrible. They were awful. He goes there. They were 2-10 his first year. They were 6-6 the next year. They were 10-4 the year after that, and the next year after that, they were 10-3. So after about a 3-year period, Matt Rhule turns programs around. He did the same thing at Baylor. You know, 1-11 his first year, 7-6 his second year, 11-3 his third year. You know, the thing that people love about Urban Meyer, a legendary college coach, is that he turns all his programs around, and he does it fast. He did it at Bowling Green. I believe he did it at Utah. You know, he did it at Ohio State. He did it at Florida. Urban Meyer has shined everywhere he's gone. And look, Matt Rhule hasn't done it at a big SEC powerhouse school or a Big Ten powerhouse school, but Baylor is one of the better, you know, Big 12 programs, and he was able to do that this past season. And they're going to bowl games now. They were terrible a couple years ago. So I think it was a solid hire based on who was actually on the market. Maybe Josh McDaniels was out there. You know, the Chiefs offensive coordinator was probably potentially maybe getting some looks from some other teams. But again, if the Panthers love Matt Rhule and they're all in on him, hey, why not go get him? Matt Rhule's contract is also pretty massive. It's 7 years, $60 million. You know, what that tells me is that the Carolina Panthers are in no rush with Matt Rhule. They are all in with Matt Rhule. They're going to be patient with Matt Rhule. We're going to let Matt Rhule come in here, do what he wants. I believe he's going to hire most of his staff. Okay, I think he has the power to do that, and we're going to see how it works. You know, it may not be pretty the first year. It may not be pretty the second year, but we're going to give Matt Rhule some time. And you see all the time with organizations, you know, like Cleveland, you know, they fire head coaches left and right. You know, they hire head coaches they probably shouldn't have hired in the first place. Bad organizations fire head coaches way too soon. And you see in the NFL, it takes time to establish a culture. It takes time to get all your guys to buy in. It takes time to get your guys that you want to draft. You know, my theory in the NFL when it comes to new head coaches is, look, the first year, that's you establishing a culture. Year number 2, I want to see improvement. And year number 3, that's your final product. You know, you've had a couple drafts, you've had a couple free agency periods, the players know who you are, you're familiar in the organization and in the building. Year number 3, what's the product you're going to give me on the field? So I'm going to give Matt Rhule at least 3 years to really evaluate how good of a head coach he is, because let's be real, guys. We've seen college coaches hit and miss. We've seen NFL guys that have had experience hit and miss. I think Matt Rhule was a decent hire just based on who was on the market. He's a fun, energetic guy. He has a big, strong personality. Matt Rhule's a guy from Pennsylvania. He's more of a blue-collar guy. He loves to instill discipline in his team. He's talked about discipline constantly. And I just think that, look, I think that I would love to play for a guy like Matt Rhule. He's energetic. You know, he has a lot of energy. You know, he seems like he knows football. There seems to be a presence about him. He seems to win over the locker room. And I believe he's a good guy at making high-leverage decisions, you know, within games. I think Matt Rhule is an underrated guy in that regard. So it's a pretty decent hire for the Panthers. Now, the thing that is maybe going to make or break Matt Rhule's tenure in Carolina is getting the quarterback situation right. Now, I've talked about Will Grier. I've talked about Kyle Allen. I don't think Kyle Allen is a long-term starter in the NFL. And if he is, he's a bottom 5 level starter. He's just one of the bottom level starters in the NFL if he starts for an entire season. He's a transition piece where he can come in, he can win you a couple games. He's a decent quarterback when given time to throw the ball. But again, nothing special. I don't see any special traits. I saw nothing from the time that Kyle Allen has been in the game with playing with the Panthers that he's going to be a franchise quarterback that changes the franchise. And Will Grier, I was high on Will Grier coming out of college, but we've seen in the NFL the questions that people had about Will Grier as far as the scouts go, and as far as questions they had about him heading into the NFL, why he was passed up by so many teams was he just doesn't have a special arm. He has a very average arm. His deep ball is not very good. They say in the NFL, you make it a short opportunity and you got to do the most with it. And Will Grier, in his first ever start versus the Colts, he did not look so good. And in his second start, he didn't look so good either. He constantly was turning the football over. He was missing guys wide open. And he just didn't look like a true franchise quarterback. There was nothing special about Will Grier. Again, I don't want to knock him too much just because he's only had 2 career starts in the NFL. But I don't see the flashes. And if I'm the Panthers, I'm keeping Cam Newton. I've said for a long time, the last time we saw Cam Newton healthy, he was putting up even better numbers in his MVP season, and the Panthers were 6-2. So a healthy Cam Newton, we know can win games. However, we don't know if Cam Newton is fully healthy. Now, my mentality is this Panthers roster is ready to win right now. They have Christian McCaffrey. They've got good wide receivers. They got a great defense in place. They just need a really good quarterback. And you saw last year when Cam Newton was healthy, this team was looking like a playoff team. So if Cam Newton is healthy, just get him back in the building and make him your franchise quarterback, okay? Because listen, if Cam Newton did not have any more years left on his contract, I say, okay, maybe look to move on for him. But Cam Newton has 1 more year left on his deal. Why not play it out and see if a healthy Cam Newton can come back next year and win me some games? This is a guy that's won an MVP. This is a guy that's been to a Super Bowl. This is a guy that's a top 10 quarterback when he's on the field. So I wonder if Matt Rhule is going to want to buy into Cam Newton, or does he want to draft another quarterback? Because the Carolina Panthers, they have the number 7 overall pick. They can potentially draft a Tua Tagovailoa. They can potentially draft a Justin Herbert, a Jordan Love, a Jacob Eason. I don't think they would take Jordan Love or Jacob Eason that high. But again, they can get a quarterback if they want. And I think that Matt Rhule is a guy that will embrace Cam Newton because Matt Rhule is a big personality. And I do believe he's open to big personality level quarterbacks. I believe the offense that Matt Rhule runs suits Cam Newton. He runs more of a college-style offense, more of a spread offense, where mobile quarterbacks can thrive. I think that Cam Newton would fit Matt Rhule's offense. However, I don't know for sure if Matt Rhule is going to be all in on Cam Newton. Matt Rhule has shown, based on the contract he's taken, that he wants power. And he may just say, hey, I want to start over. I don't care that Cam Newton's won an MVP. I don't care that Cam Newton has been to a Super Bowl. I want my own guys. He may want a Tua Tagovailoa. He may want a Justin Herbert. So I don't know what Matt Rhule is going to do. Heck, maybe they go out and sign a Teddy Bridgewater in the offseason. We don't know. So if I had to just guess, I think that Cam Newton stays with the Panthers. Just from the perspective that I believe Matt Rhule is a guy that would embrace a guy like Cam Newton. And if I'm Matt Rhule, what I would do is I would keep Cam Newton because at least we kind of know what we're getting just based on the past. When Cam Newton's been healthy, he's been pretty good. We don't know what Tua's going to be. We don't know what Herbert's going to be. We assume they're going to be good. I like Herbert. I like Tua, but again, I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns there, and especially with Tua, because Tua's had a lot of injuries. So again, Matt Rhule is going to have to get the quarterback right. He's probably going to have time to, select who he wants to have as his quarterback. The organization is behind him. However, ownership has not always been behind Cam Newton. Now, ownership doesn't always make the decisions, unless they're Dan Snyder or unless they're the Bengals owner where they just, infringe on the decisions. I don't think that the Panthers' new owner would do that. He'd be dumb to do that just because owners are not supposed to be making personnel decisions all the time. But again, I think it's a decent hire. I think that they got a solid replacement for Ron Rivera, and we'll see what Matt Rhule does with his quarterback. For me personally, I'm keeping Cam Newton for another year because when Cam Newton is healthy, that guy's a top 10 quarterback. I'm riding it out for another year. And if it doesn't work next year, hey, then I'll draft a quarterback. That's just my mentality. But either way, Matt Rhule, decent hire for the Panthers. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.